Hi, welcome back to An Organized Mind. I'm your host, Linda Clevenger, with Connie Whittingham from Y-OPA Consulting Group, your own professional advisor. We know what Y-OPA stands for now. Great. And the next tip that Connie has for us is organize your chart of accounts. That sounds like it's pretty boring. I don't know about you, but pretty boring to me. So Connie, fill us in because I'm sure it's not.
Well, I mean, that really depends on the person, I guess. For me, it's fun.
Well, that's because you're the expert at this, right?
I am. I certainly try to be. So first, we're going to talk briefly the chart of accounts. What is it? Okay.
Yes.
So the chart of accounts, to put it simply, is the list of categories that you use to assign to different transactions, purchases that you make. For example, you go to Staples, you get office supplies, right? You go to another store, you get computer equipment. All of those different categories are found inside of your chart of accounts so that you know how to assign your transactions.
Okay. Yep. I was just at Staples before we came to the show today.
There you go.
Getting office supplies. Okay.
So, and it's a very important part of QuickBooks. It runs QuickBooks. Everything goes through your chart of accounts. So it needs to be structured and set up properly. In fact, the chart of accounts actually, however you structure it, is how it's going to show up on your financial reports. You know, the profit and loss and the balance sheet that your accountant is always asking for and that you use to review how your company is doing. So however your chart of accounts is set up, that's how it's going to look on your financial reports.
Which is why it's so important to get it correct the first time.
That's right.
When you originally set up your account.
Absolutely. That's right. And if your chart of accounts is disorganized with things just all over the place, then that means your financial reports are going to be disorganized too.
That's not good.
That's not good at all. So here's some ways to get more structure from your chart of accounts. So first of all, you know, when you take QuickBooks out the box, you first download it, you're given just kind of a list of accounts that are not necessarily the ones that you would always use. So you might find a lot of accounts that you'll never use, and as you start working in it, you'll find out that you created a duplicate account, so things can get kind of messy, kind of hairy. So the first thing you want to do is just kind of clean it up a little bit. You know, go through and see if there's duplicates. Maybe there's a rent account, and then there's an account called rent expense, and you've got double transactions going on, or accounts going on. So you can actually delete accounts that have never been used. If they've been used, then you can hide them. It's called making them inactive, so you don't have to look at them.
And you know, I hear that all the time with people with their filing systems. It kind of works the same way, doesn't it? If you can't find what you're looking for, you just create a new account.
That's right. Yeah.
And getting it set up the first time the right way is key, and that's where you help people.
That's right. That's where I help people. So when that doesn't happen the way you hope that it would, then cleaning it up is the next best thing.
Yeah.
So after you delete those accounts, make them inactive, you can merge accounts if you have duplicate accounts, and now you kind of have something a little more organized. Then you can also create what's called sub-accounts. And sub-accounts allow you to give a little more detail to your expenses. For example, you can have an expense account called travel expense, and every time you travel, you can record your transactions there. Well, when you look at a financial report and you see, say, $20,000 spent on travel expenses, that's not a good amount of information. You have no idea where that money actually went besides just travel. So if you create sub-accounts like airfare, grounds transportation, lodging, and meals and entertainment, then when you run the report, you have a better idea of where exactly that money was spent.
So another, let me interject a little bit. So would my mileage be included in that?
Yes, mileage, you could actually just group that under grounds transportation. The thing with sub-accounts is you don't want them to get too crazy to where you have a 3-page profit and loss.
Yeah.
You want to keep it organized, right?
Because that can happen, right?
Yeah.
And that's where, again, working with someone helps you keep it simple.
That's right.
And organized.
That's right.
Great. Yeah, because I know that's a big deal.
It is. It's very important. And some other categories that the details work well for are professional fees. For example, you pay your accountant, you pay your legal fees and professional fees like consulting, right? But it would be better to have those broken down under professional fees. So it's really those big ticket items. Another example would be your Payroll expenses can be detailed, for example. That's
Yeah. So it can be broken down as little or as much as you want, and that's where it's good to, I think, to talk to someone who's outside of your own business to actually get into your head and figure out where those expenses are and how you can organize them. Because sometimes it's hard to get, you're so involved in your business, someone else can say, okay, let's look at this. So
That's
great.
right. Yeah, it's good when you look at your chart of accounts after you've cleaned it up a little bit. Just kind of create little groups there and see where you think that you could have more detail. Insurance, it's another big ticket item where you've got workman's comp, health insurance, life insurance, errors and omissions insurance. Big ticket items, you want to know how much you spent on each of those.
Yeah, great. Well, good information, Connie. And stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to talk about color coding. Organized people love to color code. So join us, stay tuned. We'll be right back.